All right, so hey,
This is it.
this is it. This is Music and Madness with Tom and John, and we are coming to you from the Villages, Florida. If you are not aware of what the Villages, Florida is or where it is, stay tuned.
Don't Google it.
Don't Google it.
We'll fill you in on what it is.
We're going to show you the Villages from the inside out. And there's a lot of things that happen down here at the Villages. John and I are both fortunate enough to take and live down here. There's a lot of things going on, John, when you say that everybody needs to see.
You can't get bored down here. If you get bored down here, it's your own fault.
There's absolutely some shit that happens down here that you shouldn't see. You'll be able to see that here on the podcast with Tom and John. So our format is John and I are just a couple residents down here. We want to share the Villages with the rest of the world, but our big thing is there's a lot of musical talent down here in the Villages and a lot of musical talent in Florida in general. And we're planning on bringing in a musical guest pretty much on every podcast episode. Do you think?
They have bands every night down here, 365 days a year, and the bands are phenomenal. I mean, you don't get a bad band in the center of town, and even in the restaurants, you go into the restaurants and you get great bands. So we're going to try to bring as many as possible in here and have them cut a couple songs and lay down some tracks, and some of them sit and talk with us.
Right. Yes. Some of them will be interested in talking in, and some of them we just won't be able to get them out of here fast enough. But, it's going to be a great variety. We're not going to be prejudiced. There's going to be all kinds of genre music in here. There's going to be a little bit of madness. John and I think life in general has got to be funny, and we want to share some of the nonsense that goes on down here in the Villages.
There is a lot.
Yeah,
there is a lot.
What's some of the things that people tie on the roof of the car and stuff?
The loofahs.
The loofahs.
Loofah madness.
Yeah, if you've heard about the loofahs in the Villages, we've heard about it. We don't.
Never seen much of it.
But we're going to scout it out.
Yep. If there's loofah people to be found, they will be sitting with us.
That's right. If the loofah thing is real, they're going to be here. Also, there's this thing, the upside down pineapple, right? Is it the pineapple?
That's what it is, upside down pineapple.
And
never seen those either, but
I've seen some of the flags on people's homes, and I figured at first that they had a very nice flag of a pineapple, just didn't know which way to hang it. But
then you realized.
Well, somebody said, what was it? What's it mean?
It means you're all welcome. I guess it's a big swinger thing. I saw a YouTube video on a boat a couple weeks ago, and they all bring their own magnets, little pineapples. So walking down the hall, if someone has an upside down pineapple, that means you knock, and I guess everything goes.
And so here in the Villages, it's if you got it on your golf cart or you got it in your garage, right?
Or you're waving the flag, which, like you say, there's a lot of rumors. I haven't seen much of it at all, but we will go get out and witness it as much as possible now.
We're going to explore it as people come along and listen to us and kick back with us. If you got ideas, you got stuff you think we need to see, you're going to have our website available. You'll be able to send us messages. We hope to take and show you a different side of the Villages.
Yep.
So then we want to get beyond the Villages at some point. Just there's a lot here to see, and hell, maybe we'll never run out of entertainment here. We'll
the Villages, right? We could.
That's right, because some of our guests will be they die every day in here, and there's new people that come here every day.
That's right. Yeah. Big turnover.
That's right.
Big turnover. Every time you see an ambulance go by, there's a house up for sale.
Well, at least another tea time.
Tea time, open tea time.
Yeah. And guys, if you're middle aged, 60, and you're single, I would say probably the Villages is your spot to be. What do you think the ratio is down here?
I heard it was 10-1 women to men. But
come on.
That's the word. We're gonna have to find out.
We will.
But
yeah.
I follow this girl that is on Twitter and X.
In kind of a perverted way, or
well, no, she's a village girl. She's younger. She's cute, and She said,
it's sounding perverted already. But
most likely everything I do is, but I don't know if this is true, but she said pre-COVID, the average age in the villages was 72. Post-COVID, the average age in the villages is 62. Well, that probably has a lot to do with Middleton, I'm sure. They're building a community for young adults who live in the villages. So, but
it either has to do with that, or there was a lot of people that fucking died of COVID down here.
Listen, when I came down here from COVID to see my parents, not one person wore a mask. My parents were laughing at me because I wore a mask. So, I mean, my mom and dad have been down here almost 25 years, and they said they knew nobody who died and was even in the hospital during COVID down here of their friends, which, you know, doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot. But I just think once COVID hit and Florida's known, you know, to be one of those states where, you know, you can pretty much come down here. The weather's always good. The housing market was great. I think a bunch of people, especially from Boston and New York, the East Coast, came down. And I think it is, I mean, in our neighborhood alone, when you look, I mean, what would you say the average age of our neighborhood is?
It used to be probably 70 till people like me and you moved in.
Yeah, I think it's probably mid-60s, if not lower 60s.
Yeah, we moved my parents from a neighborhood on the north side of the villages down to ours, and you know they're in their late 80s, but they're probably mid to late 80s. They're probably definitely older.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely. I mean, you got a couple couples that are older, but for the most part, I'd say 63, 64, right around there.
Yeah,
which is amazing because when I used to come down to visit my mom and dad as a young kid, I just remember being there. Everyone was so old. I have no interest in going there because everyone's old. And then I brought Andrea down. We come down, and once Brown was built, man, we were down there going, geez, there's a lot of young people here, you know? So that's the big misconception. Like all my buddies at home are like, oh, you moved out, a bunch of old people. You go down the square, and it's 50-50. There's a lot of young people around, you know?
Yeah, I've been here 6 years, and I'm 62, so 56, I thought for sure. My wife wanted to move here. She's always wanted to be a villager since my parents have been here. And I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for that. And it didn't take but living here about 2 to 3 months going, fuck, I could have done this 5 years ago.
I wish I did this 5 years
yeah.
ago. Yeah, so true.
So I gave my wife, you know, one of those things to say and remind me for the next 10 years is, I told you we should have been here sooner.
Yes, but, dear. I know.
Yeah, but
I fucked up again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. No, it's you're right. The age, people have a total misconception of the age. I think people also have a total misconception of the size of the villages. We have guests that come down and they're like, okay, so is your neighborhood and these other handful of neighborhoods the villages? No. The villages are how many square miles now?
I think it's 52. 52 square miles.
52 square miles.
Larger than San Francisco, I saw in the paper the other day.
There's got to be more freaking alcohol consumed in that 52 square miles than anywhere.
Yep. The numbers are staggering. Over 1,000 pools. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Pickleball is a huge thing down here. John and I are pickleball players.
Yep.
That's one of the things you're going to see. We've got some guests coming on in our, as a matter of fact, our first episode with guests. We've got a couple pickleball coaches, a husband and wife pickleball coach, and a couple of their students. And they'll tell us a little bit about what's going on down here in the pickleball scene. There's a lot. How many courts would you say? At least a couple hundred, maybe more.
Oh, yeah, I'd say more. Yeah.
Yeah. The doctors love it because this is the most injuries.
That's right.
Yeah. People think that the STDs are that's the rumor. The STDs are
keeping the doctors busy.
Keeping the doctors. No, it's pickleball injuries.
It really is.
We play with a group of about 14, 15 guys, and there's at least 5 on the injured list right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just dumb little falls. You go the wrong way, you twist the wrong way. But, you know, people go, oh, it's an old man sport. You get down there and play. It's a fast game.
There are some damn good old people athletes.
Yeah.
And what I mean by old is they're older than we are. So they're old.
Even mid-70s.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, mid-70s, right on up into 80s. And people, there's I have a pickleball court, as you know, and one of the instructors that teaches, and there's got an 88-year-old woman he teaches.
It's amazing.
Totally. And I don't know what he teaches her, but he's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're there. I think about once a week, and he says she's a phenomenal pickleball player. So you got pickleball, and then you got golf. How many golf courses?
I think there's 48 executive courses and 14 championship courses. And of the 14 or 15 championship courses, I think 12 or 13 of them are 27 holes. So it's
big.
Yeah, and there's 46, 47 exact 9-hole courses.
And golf is reasonable here.
Oh yeah, very reasonable. Kidding me? I pay $56 to play 18 at home. I'd pay double, if not more, to play a shitty course. You know, these courses are well maintained, and guess what? When it gets dry and they start drying out, then they close them down for a week. So you have a million other options. If your favorite course is closed, you have a million other options to go play. So
well, and if it's raining and you can't golf, there's a million and one other things to do. They got bowling alleys down here. They got freaking bars on every corner in these town squares.
Cinemas, bars,
shooting range,
Shooters World. Yep, I think they have 6,000 clubs that you can join.
6,000 clubs.
6,000 clubs. My mom and dad were part of the Boston Red Sox club. They were the biggest club in the villages, too big that nowhere in the villages could hold them all. So when they had the Red Sox players come down to do speeches and talk to the crew, they'd have to go to Ocala because they'd have to get a stadium that held 2,000 or 3,000. You know,
insane. Yeah. State club, Michigan club, Ohio club.
Jimmy Buffett Head Club, huge Buffett Head, biggest Buffett Head. The parrot. What do they call them?
Parrot heads.
Yeah. Parrot heads. The biggest parrot head. I guess they raise like crazy amount of money for his charities, you know, which I assume someone took him over after he passed away. But I've gone into bars where they're just 300 deep parrot heads, you know, and you get the hell out of there as soon as you walk in, you know. But
everything, the clubs, the art clubs. You walk into these rec centers. You got lots of people doing art, doing painting, doing stone polishing.
Yeah.
If you can think of it, they're doing it.
They're doing it. It's true.
So if you're down here and you're bored, you're fucked up. There's something wrong with your head. There's just no. Yeah. There's weight.
You get the guys that just want to come down, golf, and sit at a bar, you know, and they don't last long down here because they'll end up dying, you know, and which they do. You know, the bar flies. You know, you see them and.
There's even though they may be dying, they're still adding on 300 houses a month, right? 300 new homes a month.
Yep.
So
as far as you can see.
Yeah. So they're moving here faster than they're dying off, no doubt.
Yeah.
But that's the other part of the villages that there's anything that you want to do, and as far as demographics, there's everybody's here. We're all transplants. There's not a whole lot of people who grew up in Central Florida that are here. I'm sure there's some.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're all transplants. Like I'm from Michigan originally. You're from Boston.
Massachusetts, but a lot of Michigan, a lot of Minnesota, a lot of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You know?
And again, anything you want to do, you can friggin' do it. And you know what? You can do it drunk if you want. There's all the bar establishments. There's plenty to take and, you know, get yourself drunk on, do whatever you want to do.
Yep.
But at 9 o'clock, the fucking place rolls
down.
Rolls up.
You got a couple of restaurants that stay open. Gators is open in Brownwood longer, and City Fire, but for the most part.
Yeah. When we first moved here, pre-COVID, there were places that were open later, but that's all gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anybody's doing it any less. They're just starting earlier.
Yeah, they start earlier, and if they want to continue, you go to someone's house and you hang out, but for the most part, everything shuts down at 9. It's kind of nice.
Yep.
You're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to get on the pickleball court at 7 in the morning when you're
That's
in bed
right.
by 9:15.
That's right. And you do notice that anybody gets in trouble down here, it's usually after midnight.
Yeah.
And there's just
and they deserve to it. They deserve to get in trouble when they're.
Yeah. You read the village news and it's like John O'Neill found sleeping in his golf cart at the intersection of this.
In the rotary at Buena Vista and Morse.
Yeah, exactly.
Off the cart path onto the car path. Yeah, onto the rotary. But you're right. If the thing that scares me down here is they put your picture in the newspaper.
They do.
Oh yeah. So they shame you, you know. So
yeah. I don't even think there's a comb. I mean, those people are like straight. Look, here you are. Boom. That's you.
Yeah, they want to deter you from doing it again. So we're gonna put your fat ass in the paper with a big photo of your face to let everyone know that you got arrested in your golf cart drunk. You know.
That's right. There are repeat offenders, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But you do take your driver's license away, I think, right? It's same thing as driving a car.
So what if you don't have a driver's license? What do they do?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't want to find out.
I
still have one, and
me too. I want to keep it. Although keeping mine. I don't use it too much. I don't drive a whole hell of a lot, but the mode of transportation down here is 99% golf cart.
Absolutely.
I do my grocery. I do everything.
You guys got 2 golf carts, do you not? Yeah, most households have 2 golf carts if there's 2 people living there, no doubt.
One car, 2 golf carts.
Yeah, and the miles you put on your car are nothing, but it's everybody does have a car because we do leave campus occasionally. Central Florida's got a lot to offer. We're pretty close to Disney. We're pretty close to Ocala. We're not far from Tampa. You got the casino. You got restaurants. You got a lot of stuff, and most of our audience is probably going to be here from the villages. But we hope to take in. We want to show people around the world what the hell the village is about. So
definitely,
they need to kind of know where it's located and what it is, and what it's all about. Well, hey, this is our first go around behind the mics today, and our next episode, of course, we're going to have guests. We should have music entertainment with our next episode as well as some guests, and then again, every episode we plan on having a new musical group. We've got plenty lined up, but we're going to have our website will be up, and so people can take and message us and find out, hey, if you want to get your band down here, get some recognition. Right in the same facility that we're in, believe it or not, there is a practice area. I'm not going to say their name right now, but they're a practice area for bands.
Yeah.
And this guy just opened up, and he's got lots of people coming in there and practicing already. And there's some good garage band stuff down here even.
Yeah, it's state of the art too. It's awesome,
Yeah.
Yeah, and there'll be a lot of bands coming through. We can't wait.
Yep. So, well, hey, I think we definitely got to pop some champagne, don't you think?
100%. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah. Well, it's right down there. I'll give you the honors. And so.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
So I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
All right.
Talk to each other about where you're from, like where you come from, like, that kind of thing. So they get to know you.
Yeah. All right, we'll do it. So, John, as you're popping that thing loose, people are going to recognize most of the way where you're from. Tell me how to park the car.
I don't park my car down here. I park my cart down here.
Yeah, okay.
But I grew up outside of Boston. Cheers, buddy.
Get yours full here, yeah. All right.
Beautiful.
Cheers. All right.
Cheers. New
this
beginnings.
is to Music and Madness with Tom and John. Hopefully, most of you be drinking with us every week.
Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, I grew up on the outskirts of Boston. Went to a private high school, and then joined.
That did a lot of good.
Yeah. Well, Mom and Dad told me I had to because I was a little out of control. So, but and then went right into. I didn't go to college. Did a year in college. And then went right into UPS and did 36 years at UPS. In Boston, in the city, the first 4 years, then moved to the outskirts. So, great place to live, but I'm glad I'm out of there.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Winters suck like Michigan. Winters are horrible. My buddies had texted me last week. They've drained for 14 days in a row. So they get bad Aprils and bad Mays. But it's a great place to grow up, but I'm glad I'm gone.
Yeah, well, I'm from Michigan, the Midwest, and spent good part of my life there. I've been out of there for a little over 20 years. I spent 14 years in Atlanta, just northeast of Atlanta, and then down here. It took us a little while. First of all, it took us a little bit getting used to the fucking sun actually shines more than a third of the year. We just didn't know it. We lived in Michigan, on the west side of Michigan, and very cloudy. All the winters were cloudy, and got down to Georgia, and wow, the sun shines this much. Well, it's just a great place to start out, getting used to the heat, and now we're here and we love it. It's no different place.
And it gets hot.
It gets hot. My background a little bit is I've been self-employed most of my life. I've done just a lot of different things, and fortunate enough, like John here, to take and be able to, put my feet up early, and not work until 65, and enjoy, the fruits of our labor, and you get out of life what you put in it. That's right. All there is to it.
100%.
And some people are happy working forever, and some people are miserable during retirement. But down here, I guess there's a little of each. If you're miserable down here and you want to work, they got jobs at every freaking golf course. They've got jobs in the rec centers. They got jobs everywhere.
That's right.
So if you came down here and all this togetherness time with your wife isn't what you signed up for, put her to work. You can go sit in the tavern in the afternoons while she's at the golf course.
That's right. Absolutely.
Giving people tea times.
Well, I said that when I retired. I said, I'm going to come down, and I'll probably, my father, he came down here. He came down later in life. I think he was 70 when he retired, and he said, I get a job at the golf course. And I said, yeah, maybe I'll do the same. And I get down here, and I'm looking around going, I don't want to friggin' work. I busted my ass the last 36 years jumping in and out of a truck. I don't want to work.
And besides the fact, I don't have any first-hand experience because I never worked at one of these places, but fucking old people are cranky.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'd end up knocking some guy out of put in friggin' village prison.
Get your picture in the paper for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
But yeah, you can even, like Andrea, my wife wanted to go and work down in the, every Saturday they do the little craft fair and work in a booth. She's like, oh, I'll work 2 days a week, and just something to do, But if you're bored, I can find things to do between pickleball and golf and hanging out with my buddies and going to the pool. Plenty of stuff to do.
Absolutely, and like I said, it works both ways. You got plenty of options no matter what there is. But so. In my career, I've been self-employed, so I've done a little bit of everything, and still monkey around a little bit with work down here. But it's stuff for me, that's my retirement.
That's right. You enjoy it.
Yeah, I can't be on the golf course all day, but that's for somebody. But I can do both. I can be part of the entertainment world at night. Anything I want to do at the villages, you get as much as you want to get, and take as much as you want to take, and you can leave the rest.
Yeah.
There's plenty of churches around here. If you're sober enough on Sunday morning, there's just all kinds of options, And if you go to Catholic church on Saturday night, you still got time to party.
Yeah.
I see masses pretty early here. So.
Oh my, and they're packed. But there's that street with all the churches on it. My Lord, in the morning they have cops directing traffic. I've never seen bigger churches in my life down here.
Yeah, I've seen the cops directing traffic like the second week in a row. I'm like, man, those people don't know how to drive into the church, but no, they're directing traffic.
Yeah,
there's that many people. There's that many sinners down here.
Yeah, well, that's why I love not going to church, because I can go to the golf course on Sundays and nobody's there. I can bang out 18 holes in like 2 hours. It's awesome, And when I moved down here, I said to my buddies, well, oh, what do you not play on weekends? And they said, no, we play all the time on weekends. Every day's a weekend down here. And I said, oh, I would think that they'd be busy on weekends. And he said, no, like every day's a weekend. So especially Sunday, they're all in church. So Sunday morning, you can bang out. And I used to go in August. I'd play 36 holes sometimes by myself. It was great,
That's the only way for a lot of these retired people to remember what day it is.
Oh, believe me.
Yeah, I know. There's how many people that don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, what day is it? Hey, what day is it?
My neighbor, he was sick of hearing me say it. He still works from home, but he bought me a clock about this big that I have in the kitchen, and it has the date in the what day it is. So every morning when I get up, I know exactly what day it is. But within a couple hours, I usually forget what day it is. So.
Yep. Well, like I said, this is our first episode. We're when you're seeing this first episode, we filmed it a little bit early. Our plan is to make sure that what we do is done the right way. Half drunk.
Yep.
No.
Most likely.
Most likely. So, no. You will be when the madness part of our podcast is.
Yeah, we got some good tricks up us.
We got some good guests coming. We got some big guests. We got some little guests coming. We got some really
little.
Some micro guests.
Some micro. Yeah. It's really fun stuff. And we want to have a lot of interaction. So. John, here's what our emails, of course, are going to be is Tom or John at musicandmadness@withtomandjohn.com. We've also got info, and then we've got photos. If people want to send us some photos, that kind of stuff.
I mean, you don't have to send naked pictures of yourself, but,
Okay, just so we're clear. The ratio, what is it, 10-1?
That's the word.
All right, there's extra 9. Look, John and I want to make it perfectly clear. We're both happily
married, yes.
And do not, I'm going to tell you first, and John, I'll tell you again, do not send naked pictures to photos at musicandmadnesswithtomandjohn.com.
Yeah, please don't do that. Please.
Yeah, it's...
and if you do, we'll look at them and we'll delete them quickly. I promise.
Absolutely. Well, I'll try not to rate them, but it's
we won't show them on the live stream. Don't worry.
That's right. So
my wife's probably home getting naked right now.
Yeah. I tell you what, tell her not to hold off on photos at Tom and John. No.
Funny.
Hey, and guys, if we see any photos of your wives, don't worry, we're not going to tell you.
No, absolutely not.
It's just going to be our secret.
We got to drive around for the next 2 hours and try to find upside down pineapples on people's houses.
That's right.
Scout them out.
Yeah. Well, and those people obviously will be our guests. We're going to find it out. If there's something to do with the loofahs in the villages, yeah, we're going to scout it out. We're going to find those people.
I got a couple I'm close to getting, I think. They don't want to be exposed. I told them they could, we could black out their heads.
Yeah. I mean, I asked somebody at one time here in the Publix parking lot. It was an older gal about probably mid-80s, and she had like a teal-colored loofah on her car, on her white little small SUV. And I said, ma'am, I'm just curious. What is that thing on the roof of your car? She says, I'm 88 fucking years old. I got to find my car when I leave Publix. Look how all these other white cars. What are you, some kind of a moron?
What are you, a pervert?
Yeah.
What are you, a pervert?
So
that's hilarious.
For some, that could be it, but you see so many that can't be it.
Yeah. I'm going to have to download the little the scale of what each one means. Black means this, white means this. They have all rainbow colors, and I'll download. I think it's on the village page,
as to what it is. Well,
yeah,
we'll definitely. And if anybody knows, after you see this, if anybody knows, let us know.
Yeah,
and
we'll do our homework.
That's right.
We'll find out.
That's right. Anything else, John, you want to talk about in our first?
No, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to get it going and get some guests in here and roll this thing. We'll have a good time.
Yeah, this is something we want to do. We're like I said, we're semi-retired. I'm semi-retired. John's pretty much fully retired. We think there's a lot to offer people to hear about the villages, and that's the reason we put this together. And
definitely.
So.
Yep.
All right. Cheers,
Cheers, buddy. All right. Woo.
And credits.
That's good stuff.
That's a wrap.
Love it.
What do you think?
I think we got a show. So I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to end the stream right now.
We could do this all fucking
night.
Yeah,
especially we get a couple of the people.
Dude, at like 9 o'clock at night, we can't sleep. We're hanging out on a Saturday. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, we opened them.
Dude, that's good shit. What is this?
It's it's a fucking gift from somebody. I have no idea.
Really?
Oh yeah. People drop liquor off over here like it's free.
It's good. That was good. I like it. You know? I sent Andrea a text. Let me see if she, I sent just got home. How's it going over there? Just wrapped our first show.
How long, Tom? How long were we doing that?
I would say about. I'm not actually sure until I end the stream. It could be 40 minutes. That's a guess.
Could be 40 minutes.
Could be. I'm not sure because.
We're thinking like 30 minutes an episode.
Yeah. I mean, we can dial all that in once we get going. So I'm gonna end the stream right now. I am now cutting the stream.